Hello, hello. Hi, Miss Tiffany.
Hi, Miss Gina.
How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. It's Sunday again.
I know, another Sunday.
Sunday morning.
Otra
I don't know
vez.
why I'm so stuck on that song, but it's like
Otra vez.
I know. Otra vez. It's time for karaoke.
I know. Actually, that'd be really fun.
I think
want
it
to do
would.
karaoke.
Yeah, we totally should.
Yeah. Okay, so our last podcast was
Mhm.
very deep.
Very deep.
I guess I'm a very I've been through so
Say
much
it.
that I'm a very serious, like I have so much stuff that I can talk about, but
I
yeah.
think both of us can talk a lot, but it's very like
It's
very
very deep.
traumatic
Yeah.
and we don't want to throw that out there.
all
you
the
know,
time at least.
depressive.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's real life, you know.
Yeah,
It's
no,
what
no,
happened.
it's-
And that story is probably one of the worst stories that I've had in my
Mhm.
life. Well, it's the worst story.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I just hope that people weren't like, took it with a grain of salt. And
Yeah, everybody goes through shit.
yeah.
I think it takes a very big person to open up
Uh-huh.
and talk about stuff like that. It's not easy.
Oh, no.
So, I was just kind of thinking of this
Mhm.
when we talked about the podcast. We were like, yeah, let's do this, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
And the very first time that we got in front of the mics,
Uh-huh.
we had no fucking clue. We were so nervous.
Yeah.
And we're like, this is harder than what we thought it was going to be.
Oh, yeah. It's a lot harder.
Because I feel like I can go out there and communicate and I have no issue.
Yeah.
I can speak in front of people and I have no issue whatsoever.
Right.
But sitting here across from you on this freaking mic, that first day I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What am I getting myself into? I want to go home.
I know.
Mommy.
Mommy.
Ayúdame.
I know. It's not for the faint of heart, I'll tell you that.
No.
Yeah.
No, because you're exposing a lot and you're
Yeah.
talking and it's like, people are going to criticize you.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
but hey, I had an idea of maybe one of these sessions doing a Spanish session for Spanish speakers.
Hola,
Por-
buenos días.
Sí, están sintonizados con Simplemente
Let's just
Poderosas.
try it now because I suck. You know what? I am fluent, but like I have a bad accent.
I feel like I do too.
Well, actually, I don't even think I'm that fluent because
Really?
I forget a lot of words.
Huh.
Yeah.
When growing up, were you Spanish speaker?
Yeah, I would say technically speaking,
Really? With
Spanish
your mom?
is my first language.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's all we spoke at home. And when I look at the home videos that I have as a kid, all I was speaking was Spanish.
Spanish? Oh my
Uh-huh.
gosh.
I was like, mira, abuelita, mira mi Barney. And I all the whole time I was just always speaking Spanish. And I had this like little raspy voice.
Really?
It's really funny, yeah.
Oh my gosh, that is
Uh-huh.
hilarious because, well, we grew up in Spanish solamente.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like with time, even though as much as I practice it with like my family, because my
Mhm.
whole entire family is Spanish speaking,
Yeah.
I feel like I've lost a little bit of the Spanish words. I will tell you one thing though. Half Guatemalan. I
Uh-huh.
don't use a lot of Guatemalan words.
No.
So I'm trying to bring in the
My
Guatemalan.
Spanish is weird. You know what? Because when I go to Mexico,
Uh-huh.
they know that I'm not like they know that I'm something, but they
Oh,
don't
yeah.
even know what.
Oh yeah.
And then in El Salvador, I don't have a Salvadorian accent.
No.
No.
No, of course not.
It's so interesting. I don't know what my Spanish accent is. I think it's just
We're the white-
Americanized.
the
I don't
white
know.
American version of
I don't know.
Espanol.
But it's not like Buenos Dias. You know,
Yeah.
it's not like that either. But you know.
Oh, well, you know what? My family. Oh, funny story.
Uh huh.
My cousin, along with my brother, my cousin Oscar,
Uh-huh.
he's going to be so
I
happy.
hear
to-
his name a lot.
Yeah, he's going to be so happy when he hears all this shit.
Yeah.
But he used to make fun of me. Like one time I was getting my brother and we were like 8 and 7.
Hmm.
And he was the older one taking care of us.
Yeah.
And Jonathan wouldn't come home. Like he was across the street and I was like, you have to come home.
Hmm.
And he would look at me and be like, whatever. So I can't remember if they were doing something to him. And here comes big sister to protect him. And I was getting in a fight with the other, his friend's sister. And I was like, I'm going to throw the chancla at you.
The chocolate.
So fucking white, right?
Oh my God.
And till this day, they will not let it go.
No
And every time
way.
Oscar is like, remember, cousin, when you said the chancla? And I was like,
Chancla?
hell yeah, the chancla.
That's funny.
So when sometimes I go, I'll go order carne asada burrito, and Jonathan's like, really, Gina?
Carne asada.
Carne asada?
Yeah.
Or rolled taquitos,
Hmm.
quesadilla.
That's funny. Quesadilla. No, I don't do that.
Yeah, Yeah, sometimes it rolls off.
It's funny when you're trying to make a joke, but yeah.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
growing up, fun
That's
times.
funny. Yeah.
Fun times.
So should we practice right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hay que aventarlos uno en español.
Okay.
Completamente en español.
Completamente en español.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, hey, for the people listening out there, don't judge us.
Yeah.
We're trying our best.
No nos juzguen.
Yeah. Pecadores.
Hey, okay. Now the Latina's coming out for sure.
I know how to roll my R's. Like Ricardo. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god.
So, yeah.
I don't know if I could keep up, but let's
I don't know.
try.
We'll
we're
throw
already
in the
speaking
I know.
English.
We'll throw in the Spanglish. So, para nuestros, how do you say listeners? Escuchadores. No, los que
Would
los
it be escuchadores?
Yeah,
That's so
escuchadores sounds stupid. Para los escuchadores.
Yeah.
Huh.
That's weird.
Okay. Well, para los que los están oyendo ahorita. Our fucking ghetto Spanish. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be crazy.
I'm fucking dying.
So el último capítulo de nuestra vida.
Ay, el capítulo. Oh, shit. This is gonna sound more intense in Spanish. I think everything is more intense in Spanish.
Absolutely, there's more flavor to it.
Yeah.
And more like,
Yeah.
telenovela, serie.
Yeah, because when I talk to Bailey and I get mad, I'm not even like, son of a bitch. I'm like, hija de su madre. She fucking took the tissue. Hold on.
Oh my gosh. Holy moly. Hey, you forgot to, on the hija de su madre part, you should be like, chinga tu madre. You know what? Growing up one time, or, not growing up. The fuck. So, un día estábamos hablando con mi brother, y estaba mi mamá ahí.
Okay.
And I was like, algo me dijo y me hizo enojar. So I was like, well, ve chinga tu madre. And my mom's like, chingas, yo soy la madre. And I was like, shit.
Qué chistoso.
I know. So es bien difícil hablarlo.
It feels weird.
You know,
Se siente bien raro.
Se siente raro because hablamos mucho inglés yo y tú.
Sí.
That it's natural, natural.
Ajá.
Pero I think, pienso que cuando estás hablando con una persona que nomás el primer lenguaje es español,
Sí.
like, te rueda mejor.
Ajá.
And I don't know, no sé si estoy haciendo las correctas palabras, because rueda, I don't know what the hell that is.
I'm already struggling right now.
Yeah.
I want to go back to English. Let me see. Hold on. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Yeah,
What
but
te
yeah,
rueda?
sí, siento que, like, I don't know. Con mi abuelita sí me va muy bien, but when I try to say things that are deeper, like right now, like I want to talk really fast, I just go right into English.
Oh my gosh.
But like when I met my dad, cuando lo conocí,
Yeah.
él nomás habla español.
Oh, really?
So for me, it was really hard.
Yeah.
So cuando le quiero decir cosas, le quiero hablar muy bien y
Ajá.
decirle sus verdades, no me sale.
¿Por qué chingados hiciste
Yeah,
eso?
seriously. No,
Yeah.
I try to be nice.
No, of course.
But it's hard. Oh
It
my
is.
gosh. And I think because I'm self-conscious of it right now that I can't do it.
Yeah, because I can carry, yo puedo, una conversación la puedo hacer bien.
Yeah.
But for some reason ahorita estoy batallando.
Yeah.
Pero
Maybe
sí
if I don't look at you.
Yeah.
That's not
Tiffany,
working.
te puedo mirar. Hey,
I know.
Growing up, tus papás, like, siempre, did they ever tell you, el cucuy te está mirando?
No. Yes, but no. My mom used to say, no, she wouldn't say el cucuy. Sometimes she would, I don't even know how it would come up. How did she say it? She used to do like a creepy voice and she goes, dame mi nalga y te doy tu bacal. And I'm like, what the fuck is that? And
What the fuck?
I don't know what that was from, but it was so funny because
Oh
it
my
was like
God.
always like a creepy voice.
Oh my gosh.
You're crying.
What the hell? I've never heard that one.
I don't know what it's from. I'll have to go
Oh
back
my
and ask
gosh.
her. Gina's crying.
Oh my gosh. Fuck, I've never heard that
I
one.
don't know what it's from.
Well, mi ex cuñada,
Uh-huh.
when the kids were small, she used to go, like, she rascaba la pared,
Oh.
and she decía, corriaspan mis guarachis. And I'd be like, oh my gosh, don't say that.
I got the chills.
I know. And I'd be like, what the fuck? La primera vez que lo escuché, I was like, what the hell is wrong with her?
Oh, qué feo.
I know. And, well, they were from Zacatecas, so they would have, like, the corriaspan. And I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm afraid.
The only one I really heard a lot was La Llorona.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Have you ever had an encounter with her?
No, what the fuck? Have you had an encounter with her?
Not with her, but I heard her.
Shut up.
No, I did.
Where?
In Guatemala.
No
Yeah.
mames. Ay, me
No,
dio
seriously.
escalofrío. Eso sí me la sé.
Se me pararon los pelos. La palmera.
¡Ay, mi palmera se está moviendo! I hate you, Gina. You're fucking annoying right now.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Se le enchinaron los pelos a la palmera.
Ay, cochina.
Oh my gosh.
Gina, cochina.
Oh my gosh. If you haven't heard what our third episode, third one, right?
I think so.
Es con Tiffany está hablando de su palmera que se hizo.
Mi palmerita.
La palmerita. Oh, la que se va a hacer. No, you did it. You did it.
Yeah,
You did
it's
it.
done.
So that's what we're referring. So, para los que tienen la mente cochombrosa, think about it.
Oh, that's
But
funny.
anyways, going back to that. Cuando fuimos el año pasado.
I can't take you seriously.
No, sorry guys. This is going to be a good one. So, laugh with us.
Yeah.
Ríanse con nosotros.
Ay, qué rico. You sound so sexual. Ay.
Oh my gosh. So, anyways, fuimos a Guatemala. We were there.
Uh-huh.
De donde es mi mamá. So, el pueblo se llama Cerro Gordo, right?
Uh-huh.
So, llegamos y todo. Y la primera noche, I think es la primera o la segunda noche.
Uh-huh.
Well, first of all, llegó un niño que vive al lado de la casa de mi tía.
Okay.
Really, el niño bien bonito y todo. Llega y me dice, hey, I guess que el río pasa por atrás de su casa, cerca de ahí.
Okay.
And he's like, he's like, tiene como 8 o 9 años. I can't remember. His name was Derek.
Yes.
Yes.
Is he real?
Yeah, he's real.
Is he a ghost?
No, it's not a ghost.
Okay.
So, anyways, I'm just going to go back to Spanish.
Okay.
I'm going to use my Spanish and my English. Anyway, so we get there and the little boy's like, hey, be careful because hace unos días soy yo, la llorona. And my mom's like, Derek, no les digas eso.
Oh my
and I was like,
gosh.
fuck. Of course, we're going to fucking hear this shit.
Yeah.
So anyways, we're like, no, whatever. Because I had the girls and the girls are scary cats too.
Uh-huh.
So anyways, second day in, meantime, se había ido el agua
Okay.
en el pueblo. Y había veces que se iba la luz. So I'm like, shit.
Oh my god, I'm
So,
getting
I
scared.
know.
I'm not good with scary stories.
So llegamos y todo. And Sofita's my brave one.
Yeah.
So she's like, I'm going to go sleep on the other room. And the rooms are connected, so they're pretty big. You know how the houses are over there? That they're kind of an open floor and it's just a little wall. There's no doors, kind of.
Yeah.
So she goes over there and she spends the night. Like she was going to go there the first night. She survived. My mom takes the other room. She kind of survived. And then me and Ariana are sleeping together. Because we're chicken butts.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a chicken butt.
A scaredy cat.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
No denying that.
Uh-huh.
So, first night we survived. The second night, I'm like, shit, I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh,
I really have to go. And I'm like, I don't want to get up. And then all of a sudden, 2:55, 3 o'clock, I hear it. And I was like,
what does it sound like?
It sounds horrible, Tiffany.
And you don't think it was somebody faking
No.
it? No.
No.
Oh,
No.
shoot.
It sounds it's like a distress call. And
Can
I
you do a little bit? I'm getting goosebumps.
Really?
Yeah.
It was like, like that, but it was like distress, like a cry, like a weeping.
Like someone legit crying
Yeah.
for their dead children.
And I was like, what the fuck was that? And so I'm like, that can't be what I'm thinking. So like, I'm like, nope. So I get on my phone and I hear it again. And this time it was like closer. And it was like a, like that.
I know. It gets
So my mom, and it was funny because that night, nobody wanted to stay in the other room. They're like, no, I'm going to stay right here. So we all ended up staying together. And keep in mind, like the beds are like literally touching each other.
Yeah.
I needed to go to the bathroom and I was not going to get up. So I tap my mom. My mom gets up. I'm like, Mom, go with me to the bathroom. She's like, hey, Gina, vete al baño. And I'm like, no, Mom, please go to the bathroom.
Scared.
Fuck yeah. I'd rather pee. I was about to pee on myself and I had no fucking shame on it.
Wow.
But so I was like, that can't be, I can't, like, that couldn't be what I was thinking.
Mm-hmm.
And then you hear the dogs start barking, like, and you can hear them. And I'm like, yep, it was that shit.
Whoa.
I didn't say shit. I tried to go back to sleep. I couldn't. I was paranoid as fuck.
Mm-hmm.
So the next morning, the little boy comes out and he's like, ¿La oyeron? And I was like,
God.
What? He's like, La Llorona. And I was like, and I fucking knew it. I was like, I I know what I heard was that.
Oh my
And
god.
sure enough, it was that. And so my mom was talking to one of my tias from here when we got back from our vacation.
Uh-huh.
And she was like, hey, ¿qué días estuviste allá? And my mom's like, oh, estuvimos estos días. Y le hace, porque so and so andaba allá y que oyeron la llorona.
Oh my god.
This lady knew nothing of this story. Like,
so it was her.
So it was her.
So she's real.
She is real.
Oh,
So
shoot.
on our way back from, I think we were coming from Pana, which is Panajachel, and it was raining. And Sophia, we were driving our chauffeur, like the chauffeur that took us everywhere. We were coming back. And then over there's a lot of like trees and stuff like that. Well, Sophia kind of looked at one point and she double looked and I was like, what is she looking at? And she had this look. And she kept looking. So she didn't say anything. But when we got to the house, she's like, Mom, I saw like a person standing all the way over there
Oh my gosh.
with the white dress. And I'm like,
Oh,
no, Sophia. No, Sophia, you didn't see shit. She's like, no, Mom.
Oh my
I
gosh.
saw her. And there was no light in that area.
Wow.
So I do believe she saw something.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
And you know, sometimes I sit there and go like, okay, you hear all these stories about La Llorona and stuff like that. And I'm like, I kind of wanted to do like a little survey of people that have heard her.
See if it's like the same sound or what.
That, and if it's people from traveling from here to over there where it's strangers, like tourists or whatever. Because it just happens to be that I was there, like we were there, and people, like whoever heard it. And then that guy heard it was from California as well. So does it happen to people when there's new, I mean, this is me being stupid.
I don't know. That it could be, but can I tell you
Yeah.
like a story when I went to El Salvador?
Yeah.
We had a supernatural, like something odd happened. So I think it was our last night in El Salvador. Yeah, it was our last night in El Salvador. My sister had gotten sick from her stomach and she was like having issues, but then the plumbing had issues as well.
Right.
So we weren't able to flush the toilets.
Oh.
And next thing you know, like, because it was 2 bedrooms side by side. My sister was in one, and it was right next to the driveway. And then mine was on the side, but you had the windows in the back going around the back of the rooms. And there were like pebbles, like rocks all around it. The driveway also had little rocks. And all of a sudden, you just hear, like, it sounded like somebody was walking on the pebbles, like next to mostly my room. And my sister got up and came to my room because I was like, what the heck is that? She got up and came to my room and she's like, did you hear that?
Oh, wow.
And I was like, yeah, that was weird. It sounds like somebody's walking back there. So I like went up to look really fast in her room. I didn't see anything. It was very interesting, right? Because the pebbles are bigger on this side. So you knew that, you know how the big rocks sound different than little pebbles? So we knew that it was in that area, but the ones in the driveway were smaller. So I was like, there's no one there. My sister was kind of freaked out. And she's not usually one to get like, you know, freaked out about that kind of stuff. And so I was like, that's so weird. I was like, somebody's back there. And next thing you know, we're sitting in the living area and I'm like looking because we have the driveway and you have to walk through the little gate to go out of the driveway. And I'm looking, it's just like peeking because I was kind of scared.
Oh, shit.
And I was like, let's see if whoever's in there that walks out. Because we had heard it again, so we knew that someone was there. And there's a huge, like, brick wall or, like, a rock wall. So to climb that was not accessible. Yeah, not much. And you could hear a dog barking in the back.
Ooh.
Yeah. So then next thing you know, I'm, like, watching because I'm like, okay, if somebody's back there, if someone's from here, they'll have to walk out this way. They can't even go up that way. I was watching and watching. Nobody came out, Gina. Wow. And we heard the little pebbles, and I even took a video because you can hear. I'll show you the video later. You can hear the pebbles moving, and so finally, I was like, okay, I'm just gonna walk out because we didn't hear anything anymore because it was like in the middle of the night.
Oh, hell no!
And I know that there was a guard on stand in the front, like there was always someone there, security. So a lot of the places in El Salvador, the like resort places, will have a 24-hour security guy.
Oh, wow.
So he was there, and I, like, went to go look, and I kind of peeked with him because he came by, and I was like, se escuchaba como que alguien estaba allá atrás, and, like, you know, the pebbles, and then, oh, that's what I missed, the detail. It sounded like someone was vomiting back there.
Ooh.
And you could just hear, like you could hear the, like, so when I went to walk with him back there, there was nothing. There was no vomit, no nothing, and it sounded like it was right in our driveway area.
Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Freaky.
It was creepy, and my sister was like, that felt like something was off.
Yeah.
And I think it was supernatural. It was paranormal.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Are you a believer of stuff like that?
Oh yeah.
I am too.
I
Like
am.
100%.
Especially in other countries because they have it a little bit deeper. Like they have a lot more stuff that's gone on, especially with like even with like the ancient stuff and like
Yeah.
sacrifices and stuff. I think America hasn't seen a lot of it, but if you go to like Jamaica and all these other places, everybody
yeah.
believes in the supernatural because they've seen it.
Sí. Lo
But
creo.
yeah,
And
it was creepy.
I think going back to our experience, I feel like I felt at one point, I was like, you know what? Like the Llorona coming out, I almost felt like, oh, here comes these little American tourists
Yeah,
to
like get the hell out of
lure,
here or
like
something.
to lure like the kids in here. Because like I sit there, you know, kids they're so innocent, que no saben, they don't know anything of stuff like this. Only the stories that have been told. But I don't know.
You want to see the video?
Yeah.
Okay, here. Let's see if we can hear it on here. Okay, so you hear the dogs barking, right?
Yeah.
That's me standing in the driveway. So you hear that sound? The crunching? That's what we kind of heard. But that's me.
No? Okay.
So that was the last video, but hold on. Here's the first one. You heard that?
Yeah.
That was someone outside. So it could have been a critter, but we heard the vomiting, and that's where we're like, what the heck?
Ew.
A critter doesn't vomit like that.
No.
That was me walking. But ves como que I was watching the whole time to see if they came out.
Mm-hmm.
Y nada. But listen. That's the crunching.
Yeah.
And their footsteps.
Oof. Mm-mm.
You see, I hear it. I don't know where it's coming from. That's what he said. Isn't that crazy?
Mm-mm.
And so then I walk out y no había nada. Like I walked behind the car.
Mm-hmm.
There was nothing. Nothing.
Yikes.
And the guy took the the light
Flashlight?
flash. Nothing.
And
we were like, nobody could have jumped that.
Well, you know, they say that when the dogs start barking, it's a sign of something.
Yeah.
So recently, I took a trip to Guadalajara, and we ended up going to Michoacán. We went to visit the cemetery, y fuimos a visitar a la mamá de la persona que fuimos con en el viaje. And the strangest thing happened. Like a butterfly just flew. Like the moment we got there, paramos because it was so close to, it was past Dia de los Muertos, so they had all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Very beautiful. And when we got there was like a little thing of butterflies just flying everywhere.
Wow.
And you know, they say that when they're there, if a butterfly flies out, it's a sign that they're there with you.
Oh, really?
Ajá.
Oh.
So fuimos al panteón y empezamos a caminar, a empezar a buscar la tumba.
Mm-hmm.
Y salió una mariposa volando. And I mean, I held my tears because I wanted to keep it together for that person.
Uh-huh.
But after that, we found it. Y se quedó la persona ahí. And I booked it, and I like had tears because it was, to me, that was like a sign.
Wow.
Like, que, you know, porque esa persona no había llegado en años. Y es la tumba de su mamá.
Mm-hmm.
And it was like, you know what? Aquí estoy.
Wow.
And I tried to keep it together, but that one butterfly flew out. It was the weirdest thing.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
I believe in some of that kind of stuff.
I do.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a firm believer también. Lo
Yeah.
bueno y lo malo.
I've seen some things though, Gina.
So have I.
And that's the reason why I believe in God, because I've seen things happen to where I'm like, oh, there's no denying this.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And you know what? A mí no me gusta compartir mucho because people then look at you y es la loca.
You know what though? In Latino cultures, it's more, you talk more about that kind of stuff. It's just American culture that's not really like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everybody loves their paranormal stuff, but nobody like actually,
talks.
you know, it's weird. It's very interesting.
We grew up on all the stories, like the
I did too,
Llorona and the duendes, which
Uh-huh.
I had a little issue with the duende. I did.
You know what? They believe that those are real at some point, though.
Yes.
There's a
Yo sí lo
lot
creo.
of, even mythology and stuff. I believe that it could have possibly happened.
You know, to be honest with you, and I don't like talking about this because then people judge
Why?
you. Because people look at you like you're
Who
fucking
cares?
crazy.
Fuck them.
But anyways, let's get into it.
Uh-huh.
So, my best friend at that point, vivían en una casa behind us, the corner house, and it was always known to be haunted. Not haunted per se, but there was duendes.
Mm-hmm.
And one of my neighbors had moved into that house, and she literally had to leave the house and move to a different house on the block because she couldn't deal with it.
Yeah.
And so I was like, no. So, anyways, my best friend lives there. And sure enough, even during the daytime, we would be there and you can hear them opening doors, closing, se cerraban, movían las cosas. And I was
Shut
like, what the
up.
fuck? Yeah, I
Yeah.
get chills talking about it.
Uh-huh.
So then our neighbor said, hey, try not to go over there. And
Mhm.
at that time, I had my hair super long.
Mhm.
So it's known that duendes like to braid super long hair.
Really?
Mhm.
I didn't know that.
So she would say, she would tell my mom, no la dejé tanto allá, because the duendes are attracted. Y
Uh-huh.
cuando están bonitas and long hair, they love doing that.
Wow.
So yeah.
Wow.
So sure enough, we become friends. We're always at each other's house and stuff like that. Well, I would say like maybe about a year and a half later, shit just started going crazy at the house.
Mhm.
So I would be at the house. They would turn off the lights. They would turn off the TV. At night, I couldn't sleep. They would open the closet door, my closet door.
Heck no, Gina.
And then they would throw like a little, it was almost like they would throw a little ball
Mhm.
and it had the jingle.
They wanted to play with you.
And then it was like, am I fucking sleeping? Am I delusional? What's going on here? And
Ooh,
so it lasted for a while.
wow.
To the point where I couldn't be by myself because they were fucking with me so much.
Oh heck.
It
no.
got to the point where in the mornings,
Mhm.
I would wake up and I would have a braid.
Yeah.
And I would show my mom, and my mom was like,
Shut
"What?"
the hell up.
Mm-hmm. I would have I would have like una trenza, una trencita. And I would be like,
Oh,
what the fuck?
Hell no.
I had to sleep with my brother.
Yeah.
And my brother hated me at that point because it was like I was invading his his room.
Yeah.
Pero yeah, amanecía con una trenza. So they ended up bringing the priest into the house.
Mhm.
And the priest blessed. And priests, Catholic priests, they're not big on this stuff. And they're, they believe it,
Mhm.
but they're not the ones that are going to say, sí, tienes
Mhm.
algo o no, or
Yeah,
exorcism, you have to call, the santifico, whoever, whatever.
Yeah.
So this priest came into the house and he started blessing the house. He came into my room
Mhm.
and then he opened the closet and he was the one that said, algo quieren con ella. And I was like,
wow.
holy shit.
I
At
got
that
chills.
point, my parents went fucking ballistic. And then the priest, told my parents and told me, and I was 14, okay?
Oh,
so I wasn't a
wow.
little kid. I was
Uh-huh.
older. And he said, she needs to confront them and ask what they want from her.
Mhm.
So I was scared.
Mhm.
I
Nope.
was fucking scared
Nope,
because
nope,
I
nope.
had looked at like Leprechaun movie and I'm like,
Mhm.
that little fucker is ugly.
Yeah.
I don't want to confront that little fucker. So it took a lot. They got me a dog.
Mhm.
His name was Pee-wee.
Aw.
He looked like the Taco Bell Chihuahua.
That's so cute.
My baby. And that dog, I swear that he was like my protector.
Oh.
Empezaban the little episodes and he would start yapping and yapping and yapping and yapping. And like here would come my mom and shit would come down. Like it was all, they were technically fucking with me.
Yeah.
And they told me, the moment they roll that little ball,
Uh-huh.
it was like a jingle ball.
Okay.
The moment they roll it and you start looking at it and you look at it so long that it brings you into where they want you to take you.
Like it's enchanted or
Yes.
something. Mhm.
And as soon as like I started seeing that stuff, the
Wow.
dog would go crazy. So here would come my mom, she would hear the dog come in
Uh-huh.
and everything would stop.
Wow.
The weirdest fucking shit.
Girl, I grew up pleading the blood of Jesus because there was no way.
And literally, I cut my hair after my quinceañera,
Uh-huh.
chopped it.
Uh-huh.
Like it was down to my waist. After my quinceañera, I mean, I did like a boy cut, like super short, shorter than
Wow.
what I have it now.
Mm-hmm.
And literally had a boyfriend and it all stopped.
How interesting.
So they say that duendes,
Uh-huh.
they pursue you.
Uh-huh.
And the moment you either when you cut your hair and you have a boyfriend, they don't want shit to do with you. They're jealous.
They want like a little virgin baby.
Uh-huh.
Mm.
Mm-hmm. And it stopped.
That's
It completely
crazy.
fucking stopped.
Girl, I believe in all that stuff, but I am a firm believer in the blood of Jesus Christ.
Oh, no.
Because I'll tell you, even when I was younger, especially in high school, I struggled a lot with sleep paralysis.
Mm.
And there was one major instance where I felt it and I almost I didn't fully see the being,
Mm-hmm.
but I felt it on top of me. And
Oh,
I could
shit.
see myself. above myself
Mm-hmm.
and see my mom in the room because I was laying on the couch. I fell asleep on the couch and she was on the dining table, which is like literally right next to the couch because it's all open.
Yeah.
And she was on her computer and I literally saw myself and then I saw her in the corner and I was trying to speak and I couldn't.
You
And I
couldn't.
just I started praying and I was like, I plead the blood of Jesus. And I was just like doing all this stuff and it finally went away.
That's crazy.
So I would have to do that and get into prayer so that I wouldn't have those experiences.
Mhm.
And even like every once in a while here, I'll have like
Little
every
episodes.
once in a while
yeah.
it tries to come up, but I know when it's like I'm ultra exhausted. I think that's maybe when I'm spiritually weaker.
Mm-hmm.
So I can feel like the heaviness. And so what I'll do is I'll put on like worship music.
Yeah.
Otherwise I can't fall asleep and I'll have the experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh.
It's wild. It's real. That realm is real.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. And I also believe that when people are jealous of you, they have that look that
Oh,
the
yeah.
ponen is so
Mhm.
like on top of you,
Yeah.
and it's like, ooh,
Una hechiza.
yeah,
Uh-huh. Yeah. You have to be really careful.
oh yeah,
But that's why, like, a lot of things too are also what you allow,
mm-hmm.
and you actually have, because you have free will, and they can't infringe upon your free will
Yeah.
unless you let them.
yeah.
So you have to be firm and like, no.
I at one point wanted to sage my new house, like the new house where
Uh-huh.
I'm at. I wanted to sage that,
Mm.
and I was like,
I
maybe
don't believe in that kind of stuff.
I should sage it. But then I saw a couple of videos of people saging,
Uh-huh.
and they were actually like freaking calling, and I was like, "Yep, we're not doing that shit."
Because
So
technically it's a spell.
yeah. So at that point, I was like, holy water, here we come.
Mhm.
Y bañamos toda la casa in holy water.
Yeah.
So
Like I
it's
even
tough.
had one of my good friends came and I loved it because she was the first person that came and she like prayed with me and she
Mhm.
prayed over my apartment.
Mhm.
I am a firm believer about praying over it, pleading the blood of Jesus and like
Yeah.
constantly being in prayer because these things always try to come in
Yeah.
any way they can.
Oh,
They're trying
absolutely.
to bother anybody that they can.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We had the priest when we built the new building, the new
Uh-huh.
house. The priest came over and blessed it and stuff like that.
Mhm.
But I feel with time, like bad energy or people que te tienen envidia or
Mhm.
jelly or whatever,
Yeah.
they bring those vibes. And
Yeah.
you're dealing with so many people
Mhm.
that bad vibes catch on you.
Everyone has something going on.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Everyone, for the good or the bad.
Yeah.
Well,
That's wild.
I know, huh?
Yeah.
Ooh. Good thing it's not freaking
I know,
Halloween.
it's not October. We should talk about this in October.
I wouldn't be able to drive home.
I know, me either.
So if we ever go on vacation together,
Uh-huh.
you will be stuck with someone that has to have the TV constantly running and a light has to be on.
Girl, I will pray for you. Trust me.
Yeah. I don't
We'll get rid
sleep-
of that stuff real quick.
I don't sleep without a light on.
Uh-huh.
There is always a light on my house, and the TVs are constantly running.
Oh,
I
that
can't
sucks,
sleep.
Gina.
Yeah, I can't sleep.
Well, maybe that's something you should try to face because I had a similar issue, but that was one thing that because I started having the
Mhm.
sleep paralysis problem, but I always that was a firm boundary for me that I was like, you cannot mess with my sleep. It's something that I put my foot down because it would like wake me up in the middle of the
Mhm.
night and I couldn't sleep because I was scared.
Yeah,
And so one day I started praying and I was just like, in the name of Jesus.
yeah.
I was like, you will not mess with my sleep. My sleep is sacred to me. So that's why I honestly think to this day, I don't really have issues falling asleep. I don't have
Really?
issues sleeping. Like,
I do.
mhm.
I tend to wake up the weirdest time, almost at 3
Mm.
o'clock. A lot of the time.
You know, that's called, it's
It's
3
the
o'clock,
witching hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I tend to wake up during those times.
Mm-hmm.
And I do say prayers. And as you, it's like, you know what? Nope, you're not going to fuck with me. I'm going to
Necesitas
fuck you up.
liberación, Gina.
I know. El poder del Señor.
Yeah, seriously. Maybe
No,
you
no,
need
no.
someone to pray over you.
You know, I think what it is, I think that it's bad vibes that people have against you. I do believe that.
Yeah, it also could be carried on from generation to generation too. So if somebody did something to your mom, it could latch onto you. Somebody could have done something to you. I have one more story.
Yeah.
When I was younger, because I've always been very sensitive to this kind of stuff. When I was younger, I used to go work with my uncle at the callejones. He used
Oh,
to sell
yeah.
perfumes. He used to sell perfumes. And so I would go. I was-
Perfumes baratos.
Uh-huh.
Pásale, pásale,
Yeah,
pásale.
what
3
is
por
the one,
10,
the-
3 por 10.
What's the Atwater? What is it called?
Cool water.
Cool water.
Hey,
Cool water.
that was like a freaking Chanel version back in
Uh-huh.
the
It
1990s.
was bomb.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Any guy that smelled like that.
Uh-huh.
Ooh.
What was the other one? Curves for men?
Yeah. You had
Yeah.
my heart at that point.
Uh-huh.
Vente
I
pa' acá,
loved it.
chiquitito.
Oy, Gina, cálmate. You freaking spicy ass. Oh my God, Gina.
Sorry. Okay, sorry.
Let me tell you my story.
Okay. Go for it.
So I would go work with him. Ay, no, Gina.
Oh
¿Qué voy a
my-
hacer contigo?
I know.
Ay. Okay, anyway. I used to go and work with my uncle at the Callejones.
Mm-hmm.
And one time, we were going to go the next day, and I had a dream that night.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a dream that there was like an alleyway that I was walking through, and there was just like a bunch of stuff about like witchcraft and that somebody was trying to do like an hechizo or something on me. And so I went and told my uncle's wife at the time. And I told her, I was like, hey, I had a dream and there were like these things hanging and all this witchcraft stuff. And she goes, oh my God. She goes, yeah, there's like 2 alleyways down. There's like that whole section is pretty much
No way.
puras brujerías, cosas de brujería, like stuff, all kinds of stuff, even the sage thing, all of the new age stuff. Yeah, and she was just like, yeah, it's actually right over here. And I was like, dang, I had a dream about it the night before and I had never been there.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Ew.
Mm-hmm.
Scary.
I know. So yeah, I have a lot of like...
I have stories like that too. A lot of premonitions.
Yes.
That's
yes,
what I believe.
have a lot of dreams. And my dreams, I actually try to pay attention because they always tell me something.
Well, me, on the other hand, I have a lot of dreams, and I don't, because the times that I've dreamt stuff like that, it comes true. So it's just like, nope, I don't dream. As soon as I dream, I try not to think about it because it's almost like a feeling, and it happens. It doesn't necessarily happen right away, but if I pay attention, it's happened a couple weeks later, days. Yeah.
Dang.
Oh, yeah. So when I dream, I don't try to pay attention because it's something that's going to happen.
Oh.
And one of my tias has the same shit going for her. She dreams and shit happens.
I think we're all supernatural beings. I just don't think
so
that
too.
we're all tapped into it.
Yeah. Or
I
we
think
don't want to tap into it.
I don't think, yeah. And I think that we were meant for it, but it's kind of like turned off. And we have to figure out how to turn it back on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pero sí. Spooky.
Oh.
Anyways.
Yeah.
Wow.
That was interesting.
Yeah. Las locas.
I know.
Hey, don't look at us and don't judge us. We listen, pero no juzgamos.
Is that true, though? I don't know about that.
Oh, my gosh. So, yeah. So, wow. If anybody has stories, let us know.
I would love to know what else other people
would you ever sit in a Ouija?
No. Absolutely not.
Yeah.
I've heard so many stories about that. And I just don't play with the occult. I grew up Christian, so that's a hard no.
Yeah.
All the new age stuff, I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not into
Neither
it.
do we. Like I'm so
yeah, the
scared
Bible's
of that shit.
very specific about that stuff. Even like horoscopes and stuff, like the Bible's very specific. The thing is, because all of these things do have a certain power, because God created everything, right? But the enemy comes in and he distorts everything. So he tries to make it look the same as what God would, but he distorts the reality of it. So all of these things, they are ways to access the supernatural, but they're not the right ways. It's like some people say it's the back door.
Yeah.
And that's what God doesn't want you to do because it excludes him from the mix.
Yeah.
And then it's dangerous territory.
Oh yeah. It opens the door
because these things do exist.
to the unknown.
Yeah. So you have to be really, really, really careful. So Ouija board, nope.
Yeah.
When it comes to, that's why I don't really watch scary movies and stuff, because I don't want to welcome in those spirits because they'll follow you. Yeah.
They attach, gravitate towards energy.
It's an open door.
See?
Yeah.
Well, with that note, we did not accomplish our puro español sesión.
Oh, I know. I forgot.
So I'm sorry. Sorry for the Spanish speakers, pero lo vamos a lograr.
Estoy mucho sorry.
Disculpa, pero no disculpa. Oh my gosh.
Let's see.
Yeah. Well, until next time.
Sí, señorita.
Señorita Palomares.
Señorita P.
Gina P. Oh my gosh.
I know.
All right. Well, anyways, hope you have an amazing, amazing, amazing work week.
Yeah.
Sorry to
spook you out.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Whoa.
You need a little spiciness here and there.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
all right.
Thanks for listening, guys, to Simplemente Poderosas.
Adios.
Bye.